Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at Warhammer supply drops. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Warhammer supply drops double size mystery boxes are back. Happy New Year, and what a year it's going to be. Codexes, Arks of Omen, and Ascended Arch Traders. And that's just the first few months. The only way to properly kick off such a massive year for Warhammer is with a pile of new models. So we have just the thing to get you going. Warhammer supply drops return today. What is a supply drop? Put simply, it's a way to get twice as much Warhammer as you normally would, wrapped up in a mystery package themed around some of your favorite games. Each box contains a carefully curated selection of goodies that we've kept far away from resident meddler Tzeentch, so you don't need to worry about getting stung by fickle chance. One box, one price, twice as much stuff. It's that simple. Alright, so we have this shipment of supply drops has the following themes: Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Grand Alliance Order, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Aelves, and Warhammer Underworlds. Will you score the start of your new year, new army project? Are you just looking for new miniatures to paint and trusting the whims of fate? Is the genesis of a legendary boarding patrol buried within the Warhammer 40,000 supply drop? We don't know about you, but this might just be the greatest mystery so far this year. Alright, so we see the Warhammer 40,000 supply drop, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Grand Alliance Order supply drop, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Elves supply drop, and Warhammer Underworlds supply drop. These bundles are available right now on the Games Workshop web store, and they'll only be around while stocks last, so don't hang about. Sign up to your newsletter and get the latest announcements beamed straight to your inbox. Supply drops are only available in the UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan regions. Supply drops contents may differ between regions after the true contents of your post-Christmas receipt for just a few paints and things. So those were just a little notes at the bottom. I think the most important thing to notice here is that they're only available in certain regions. So UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. So most importantly, we don't see any of them for North America, United States, Canada, etc., and lots of other places as well. But obviously this is relevant as the majority of the audience is here in the United States. So here's the thing. Rather than being bummed out about not getting these or wondering why they're not offered in the United States, let's see what are we actually missing out on, and are we really missing out? So in this article, it doesn't really say ever what comes inside the supply boxes. But we know from previous years when they have done these that essentially what they do is, let's say there's 1,000 of these supply drops available. For each region, each box will be exactly the same. So it's not like some random stuff that's inside on a per order basis. It's literally everybody in the region gets the same things. And in the past, what we have seen is oftentimes old models that are much less popular or abundant in the space. And the main selling point of these supply drops is that you basically get quote unquote twice the Warhammer you normally would. So essentially what they're saying is if you pay $100 for this supply box, you're going to get $200 worth of models. You're not going to get to pick what's in those models, but you can pick a general theme, and then that way you kind of get what you wanted randomly, sort of. Now here's the problem with these, and we have seen in the past how these work out. A lot of people have enjoyed them and been happy with them. But for instance, the Age of Sigmar Grand Alliance Order one reminds me exactly of what they have done in the past. And I say that because obviously certain models in certain ranges have a MSRP value, and that's basically what they're worth, and you have to buy them at that price or give or take 15-20% based on online discounts. Some other models though have a MSRP but are worth substantially less in the real world because the same models are extremely redundant, they're not very good in gameplay, or they've essentially been offered countless times in various different box sets, etc. So essentially there's a glut of inventory all over the world. Therefore the MSRP or actual value compared to the perceived value is substantially less. And that's what we saw in the past with the supply drops, essentially with Stormcast Eternals. You paid, let's say, $100 for this box. You get $200 worth of Stormcast Eternals in it. So the idea is, with a lot of these box sets, you're already getting substantial savings over retail. So let's say you're getting a box set and it's going to come with $300 worth of models inside, and it's going to retail at $200 or something like that. So you're already getting a substantial discount. And then on top of that, you can pick it up for 15 or 20% off on the open market. So you end up paying somewhere around like $160 for one of these box sets with roughly $300 worth of content. So it's essentially the same deal as the supply drop, because you have to buy these directly from Games Workshop, so you don't get access to third-party 15 or 20% discounts, whatever you can get in your region. And then also, you don't get the actual discount that you would normally get in a Start Collecting box or a Battleforce box, something along those lines. So the truth of the matter is, based on my experience with these in the past, you're not really missing out on that much. Now, it is cool and it is fun and it is exciting to open something up randomly and know that you got a good deal on it regardless. But to tell you the truth, most of us probably have a bunch of stuff that we like and should be painting up or building or playing with. So we probably don't just need a bunch of random stuff that's likely going to end up on our pile of shame. And let's be real right here. This is a cool little thing to offer to the community, but the reason they're doing these is to clear out old stock of stuff that they don't want laying around. So just assume that whatever the worst models in someone's collection are that fall into these categories is what you're going to get inside these boxes. And again, I'm not trying to be negative about them. I'm just trying to be real. A lot of people have been super excited about these in the past. A lot of other people have been extremely disappointed at what's in the contents. And no one really knows until they delivered what's going to be inside. I think overall the categories are pretty good. Warhammer 40,000 is very, very broad. There's a lot of factions. So, you could get anything inside here. And in my opinion, part of the problem is you might get, let's say, whatever the value of these is, you might get $200 worth of stuff inside, and you might pay $100 for it, but you might get one piece from a bunch of different armies that are in no way compatible, don't put you in a good place to start a new faction, or don't fit into your existing armies. So the truth is, I don't necessarily think these are great. I think the categories are pretty good. Underworlds having its own category is kind of interesting. You basically know what you're going to get for a certain price point with Underworlds, because there's really only so many ways to break it down. There's like regular Underworld warbands for like $40, and then there's like starter sets of the game for like $80. So assuming these boxes are around like $60, you're probably going to get one of the starter set games and one random warband as well. And it's obviously a little more difficult to break down some of the other ones, but let's check out the actual Games Workshop web store. And now a quick message from this week's sponsor. This video is sponsored by CMOgames.com, where you can get 15% off most Games Workshop pre-orders, and they go live right at midnight Saturday mornings. CMOgames.com offers free shipping on orders over $25 in the US 48, and most orders ship within 24 hours. CMOgames.com has been selling Games Workshop products online for more than 20 years, and customer service is their top priority. CMOgames.com carries the full line of Games Workshop products, including 40k, Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, warcry, paints, hobbies, and tools. Visit CMOgames.com using the affiliate link in the description below so they know you heard about CMOgames.com from Warhammer Man Studios. Now, back to the video. So if we check out Games Workshop's web store, obviously we're not going to be able to get them in the United States, so let's just go over to the UK. And we see down here, supply drop, only one, interestingly enough. So if we click on that one, we see Warhammer supply drops. Let fate decide. Mystery models at unmissable prices. So we see their price here at £65. So £65 is about like $78 to $80 roughly. So if you're going to get double that inside, you're expecting to get basically about $100 and let's say $60 worth of product in it. It is interesting that only the Warhammer 40,000 one is listed here. It's obviously temporary out of stock. I'm not sure that they will replenish this, but we don't even see the other ones offered at all. We do see they're restricted to one per person, but also based on previous years, we know that if you live in the UK and you buy two of these, you're going to open it up and the exact same components are going to be in both boxes. If we do scroll down here and just check out the details, aren't mysteries exciting? We're glad you agree, because you can indulge your love of mystery and dive headlong into the unknown with a supply drop box for Warhammer 40,000. Each supply drop gives you a secretly selected mix of Warhammer kits based on specific theme at a special price. Can't decide on a new army? Want to roll the dice and let fate choose? Looking for a new painting project that will challenge and delight you? Just feel like supercharging your bits box? The supply drop is for you. This Warhammer 40,000 supply drop contains an array of awesome items of games of Warhammer 40,000. But just what are they? You'll have to order your own set to find out. Please note supply drops are only available while stocks last or until 8 a.m. GMT on Tuesday, the 3rd of January 2023. So basically, that's it. we'll see in short time once these start getting delivered what's actually inside. I'm sure people will talk about them. I'm sure at least one of them is going to seem like an awesome deal that people missed out on. Probably a couple of the other ones will be a little underwhelming. I'm not sure specifically. These were announced on the 1st of January 2023, and they're only available until the 3rd of January 2023. We see obviously in the UK, I'm not going to go through all the regions, but the 40k box is sold out. Makes sense. Most popular one in, the UK. Obviously 40k is their biggest seller. So it definitely makes sense that it's sold out. I'm not sure why we don't even see the other ones available at all. Maybe we could jump over to Europe and take a look as well. And we do see the supply drop here, €90, and it is once again sold out. Let's go back to the main page and see if there's other ones available or were available. So here we see the supply drop and we see 4 available here. So I'm not sure why that didn't fall into there. Maybe there was something strange going on with the browser. But here we do see obviously all of the supply drops here. Okay, so they are all different prices. First thing I'm noticing is the Underworlds ones has sold out online, no longer available online. That was €70. And then we see the 40k drop for $90, temporarily out of stock online. We see the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Grand Alliance order supply drop, €100 sold out of stock. And then of course the Age of Sigmar Aelves supply drop, $105. So again, these were obviously very popular. I'm not sure why they're tagged differently. Typically you'll see temporarily out of stock online or no longer available online. You're not going to see different things with both of them. Maybe some of these supply drops will get replenished. I doubt it. I think once they're gone, they're gone. But obviously, again, very popular product. Why weren't these available in other regions? Why can't you get them in the United States? Why did we miss out on this one? There's a lot of reasons. Honestly, I don't know specifically. Probably just had less stock sitting around that they needed to clear out, or just didn't have enough of them available. Maybe they didn't want to offer the additional discounts to the United States because that's their cash cow. There could be lots of reasons for this. I'm honestly not sure. But as always, I'd like to hear back from you guys. Do you feel like you missed out on these supply drops? Did you guys pick some up depending on where you're at? Do you feel like if you were in the United States, Canada, or one of the other regions that was excluded, that essentially Games Workshop has something against you? I mean, I have to look at it from their point of view and just assume that as a business decision, they looked at it and there was a reason that they decided not to do it in North America and some of these other regions. Honestly, not sure what it is. Always like to be offered a product, but the truth is there's tons and tons of Games Workshop product out there that is brand new, that is still in box, available on the internet for 50% or so off. So if you do feel like you missed out on one of these supply drops, check out some of the awesome steals out there. There's all kinds of cool boxes like the Necromunda Ash Waste box. You could easily get for 50% off. Dominion box is always a great buy. There's lots and lots of new battle forces that are out. Lots of them can be picked up at a nice discount as well, and you can be a little more selective of what you get. But the truth is, it does always feel like a bummer when you get left out of something. And I know a lot of people were bummed that these weren't available in our area. In the past, they have overall been pretty well received, and they're a good way for Games Workshop to get some discounted product in the hands of the consumers. Games Workshop does not often discount their product. So when you do see an opportunity to pick something up at 50% off straight from them, even if it's random, it still feels like a deal, at least to some people. Enough that these are sold out. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring this video, and that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.